Good morning. Welcome to Dornbush Download number 73. Good morning, Dan.
Morning, Mike.
Yeah,
Mate, I'll just leave you to talk to the people. I'm going to sit here and watch the tennis.
Yes, we're getting to the good end of the tournament now, that's for sure. But it's certainly a bit more enjoyable than watching the market go up and down the way it is at the moment.
Well, we've had a few positive days now, though, Michael. And today's been good. Really, it was down 38, 40 points, and only down 18 now. So maybe we're starting to see that little bit of a rally for reporting season?
Well, we're certainly lucky that we had the Australia Day holiday by the looks, because Chinese markets were off about 6% yesterday. So, if we had a day of trade, it could have been pretty ugly, that's for sure.
But then America kicked back for us, didn't they? What were they up, 230 odds? So.
They did, yeah. It seems to be ebbing and flowing with that oil price, doesn't it?
Which is crazy. Isn't a lower oil price more positive for the economy, Michael?
Yeah, that's right, it is. I mean, there's... I think it's always that thought of global growth, isn't it? And the oil price obviously reflects the sentiment, I suppose, around that. But
now we've got Iran coming into the mix. What are they buying? Like, how many new Boeings are they buying, or new Airbuses?
Yeah, that's right. They signed up a big deal and a couple of big agreements with China already. So, as far as oil's concerned, that's got to have a big impact when Iran brings their production into the flow.
Yes. But from growth, all of a sudden Iran's throwing money around the world. That has sort of got to be helping out as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. No, like everything in this game, there's a pro and a con, I suppose.
Yes.
But exciting times. But I think today, Dan, we were going to have a bit of a chat about super more so in focus, and particularly budget coming up. Super's always got that big target on its back, I suppose.
Especially the pension side of it, Michael. Hey.
Yeah.
And I should say this is probably financial planning. We don't know your situation, so don't believe a word we're saying. But seriously, if you'd like to chat to us about it, very good. But this is just the big picture, I suppose.
It is, yeah. And we saw Scott Morrison coming out the other day, and again, I guess reinforcing, the thoughts that there are going to be some tweaks to super, and particularly in that retirement / pension side. So,
and it's really got me thinking about that transition to retirement. For those 55, 56-year-olds.
Yeah, so how does that work again, Dan, the transition?
Well, they can, at this point in time, take a pension, Michael, as you know, 4% of the account balance, or up to 10%. The beauty about going into that pension is there's no tax on earnings, and then with the franking credits, the government's actually giving you a rebate not to pay any tax. And I think that's the big thing that's going to fall over in this May budget. And historically we've seen them change the rules, where the set of rules changes for those entering transition to retirement after the budget, and it leaves those people budget on the same set of rules. And we've seen that right through the superannuation system, haven't we? So, perhaps if you're in that age group, it might be worth talking to your planner and get some figures done, because you can always roll back into accumulation if you don't like it, can't you? So.
Yeah, very true. Super's quite flexible these days, and it's probably a bit more flexible than what a lot of people think. But certainly Scott Morrison in that announcement the other day was very, I guess, keen to put in the fact that things probably won't be retrospective. So there's a little bit of positivity, I guess, out of that. But it certainly looks like there are some changes in the wind. And look,
it's an easy target too, Michael, isn't it? It
is, exactly. There's about $2 trillion in super in Australia at the moment.
And growing rapidly.
Yeah, absolutely. About 60 odd billion comes out of super each year between sort of lump sum payments and pension payments. So you'd have to think that, that's got to look pretty juicy for the...
But, and if you delve a bit deeper, the crazy part about it is they want that to come out and be spent, which helps the economy, don't they?
Yeah, very true.
By making it harder, what are they actually saying as well? So
absolutely.
Lots of mixed signals, Michael.
There is always a mixed message, isn't there? And again, for every pro, there's a con, that's for sure. So, certainly, as Dan mentioned, always a good time to sort of come in and review your retirement planning, particularly, in that lead up to budget time. As we say, markets, and quickly back to the market, all over the shop. We saw GUD holdings out today, sort of the official start of the half-yearly reporting season, and not a great way to kick off either. They were down about 10%, I think, last time I looked. So GUD, they own Sunbeam Electronics, Ryco, sort of oil filters, and Westfield automotive parts.
We've seen that with Godfrey too, Michael, in the lead up, haven't we? So.
Yeah, we've had that sort of confession season, those couple of weeks before reporting season. Shine Lawyers has gone into trading halt, saying that their whip isn't as big as what they thought it would be. So there could potentially be a few tears out there over the next couple of weeks. But
I think what the market would like to see, or from a weighting point of view, is the Commonwealth Bank come out with a good announcement, and that would really drag things up, I think. Because the rest of the banks would get dragged along with that. And they have such a weight in the market now, don't they, our banks? So that should just pull things right up.
Oh, very true. And again, as part of a longer term strategy, albeit prices are under some pressure, dividend yields are very high at the moment. So you're getting good quality companies at good prices, paying good dividends, and a lot of those dividends aren't under much pressure at all. So, if you can stick to your guns, now is probably more of a buy time than anything. Yep. So, but as always, give us a call if you've got any questions or queries, and I think that just about does it for today.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.